What does a true leader of the United States looks like? Simply a charismatic figure, a standout leader with a vision for the world, someone who dominates and leaves behind a legacy to remember. But the senile Joe, the 46th President of the United States, was a different case. He checked all the boxes, not just in a right way. A president who shook hands with thin air, fumbled his words like Alzheimer patient, and left behind nothing but chaos and pardons. Biden's legacy is one people will never forget. And let's be real, in his final days, he was handing out pardons left, right, and center. But now, the big question is, was it even Joe Biden who was making those calls? Or was someone else pulling the strings? This is not us that is raising this question, this is actually the US politicians that are raising the alarm. And Trump might look into it very soon. Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey has suggested that former US President's final executive orders and pardons might be null and void, or even outright unconstitutional. He has urged the Department of Justice to investigate Biden's actions during the last month in his office. Bailey argued that some unelected staff within Biden's administration may have taken advantage of his mental decline to push through what they describe as radical policies, potentially without Biden's full awareness. In a letter to Department of Justice Inspector General Michael Horowitz, which he shared on X, Bailey demanded an investigation into whether Biden's cognitive issues allowed his staff to act without his direct approval. If true, these executive orders, pardons, and other actions are unconstitutional and legally void, Bailey wrote in a post accompanying the letter. He cited a series of far left orders issued in Biden's final months, including a controversial blanket pardon for his son Hunter, despite previously vowing not to grant one, and a legally disputed claim that the Equal Rights Amendments was a part of US Constitution. The amendment aimed at prohibiting sex discrimination was first introduced in 1923 and later approved by Congress in the 1970s. However, it failed to secure the state ratifications before the deadline, rendering it expired. Bailey referenced these statements to former and current US officials as well as high-profile Democratic fundraisers who have openly questioned Biden's cognitive abilities. Even the House Speaker Mike Johnson has stated this many times that Biden has struggled to comprehend the executive orders while he was signing, confusing a ban on energy export to Europe with a mere study on the matter. Meanwhile, the DNC fundraiser Lindy Lee has also claimed that Biden's staff, along with his wife and son Hunter himself, were the ones truly controlling the country in Biden's absence. So far, the Department of Justice has not responded to Bailey's request. But yes, Biden's mental and physical fitness has been a major point of contention for the last few years, and primarily during the 2024 presidential race. Following a poor debate performance against Donald Trump in June last year, he faced mounting pressure from his own party and ultimately withdrew from the race just 100 days before the election. His health had visibly worsened in his final years, with frequent public gaffes, memory lapses, and moments of confusion. Reports suggested that he even struggled to recognize officials and needed a cue card for basic interaction. This we are talking about a president of a superpower, so-called superpower. And so yes, questions needs to be raised. A president that was unable to even speak suddenly pardoned hundreds, closed countless files, and even made some decisions impossible to be reversed. Who was controlling the White House is something a grave concern and needs to be answered